Okay, we've come out of the elevators on deck 15 towards the front of the ship, and this is the main pool deck. Up here you have the Salty Dog Grill, bunch of friendly staff. Here's the menu, the things you can get here, all complimentary. Also here is the mix bar. And then a cruise favorite, you've got the sliced pizza station. Pizza on demand. This is all complimentary as well. Okay, they've got lots of tables and chairs set up on both sides of the deck. And in between is one of the three pools on the deck here. This one has two hot tubs. You can see a bandstand up there. They do have entertainment during the afternoon, especially during sailaways. What's interesting about this ship compared to some of the newer Princess ships like the Royal class is that the movie screen is on the other side of the deck, and you have a split between one pool and the other, which kind of gives you a choice where if you don't really feel like listening to a movie, you can go ahead and sit at the other pool and listen to music. Or if you'd like to be a movie watcher, you can come on to this side. And this is where you have your movies under the stars, a couple more hot tubs, and then you have the second of three pools on this deck. Here you have the Calypso bar as well. There's more friendly staff waiting to get you a drink. Hello. And what's interesting about this area too is you do have kind of like stadium seating to give you a really good view of the movie theater. Okay, on the starboard side of deck 15, you have your ice cream and coffee bar. You have all the soft ice cream that you like for free. This is also where you can get some premium desserts. You have your coffee bar. And here's the menu for both.
And you know, it's like feeling me like.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Again, the ice cream is complimentary, but the coffee is going to be for a charge. All right, heading towards the back of deck 15, you go into the World Fresh Marketplace, which is the complimentary buffet.
Next section around the corner, there is a coffee.
There are two sides to the buffet. Most of the time they have both sides open, but sometimes they do close one side to get the other side ready. Right now we're getting towards the end of the breakfast run, and they're starting to open up the other side or get the other side prepared for the lunch run.
Okay.
Continuing to walk towards the back of the ship on deck 15. On the starboard side, there is Plank's Barbecue, which during the day is part of the buffet, but in the evening it becomes the specialty restaurant. On the other side is the Steamer's specialty restaurant in the evening. Seems like this is where a lot of the crew kind of comes and hangs out when they're getting their meals for the day. Now, during the lunch and breakfast runs, they do have a limited selection of buffet food down in this area, but most of it is going to be in the main buffet. Okay, we're coming out to the complete back end of the ship on deck 15. We have here the Outriggers Bar, another place to get a great drink. You also have the third of the pools on this deck. And you do have a lot of tables and chairs and lounge chair seating on multiple decks, as well as a little bit of stadium seating down here as well. On deck 16, at the front of the ship, you'll come to the sanctuary, which has a lot more lounge chairs. They have their own pool, which is, since we're in port, it's currently closed. A little more stadium seating, lounge chairs, big bell. Then you come into the reserve only section of the sanctuary in the front of the ship. This area books up quick. As soon as you get on the ship, most people run to this area to make their reservations to spend a day, half a day, all week, whatever, in this area. It's a quiet area right on the front of the ship. You can relax. There's little cabanas you can rent that have TVs in them. Great place to spend a day. You can get a massage. But then you have an awesome view right off the front of the ship, so you can see where the captain is taking you next. On deck 16, you also have your trade winds bar. And then this back over here is one of only 2 smoking areas on the ship. Inside on deck 16, you have the Lotus Spa. They have a hair salon, a nail studio, and then you also have your fitness center. For point of reference, we are still at the front of the ship. Lots of machines. Got free weights back here. Good size for a ship that is not considered huge in today's standards. We've walked up another staircase up to deck 17, and up here you've got a small kids play area, the little kiddie pool. And don't worry, there's stuff up here for the adults too. You have the reef bar, you've got a small little oasis dipping pool, you have another hot tub, then you have a lot more lounge chairs. Some with some covering. These lounge chairs are on both sides of this deck. On deck 17, there's also a sports court area where you can play basketball, pickleball. They have all kinds of little competitions up here. But be forewarned, there's no elevator to take you to this. It's all stairs. It's like 3 staircases. But I guess if you're coming up here to play sports, you're in good enough shape to probably take all those stairs. All right, we're on the top of the world now, folks. We've come up to deck 18, the highest deck on the ship. And this walkway right here will take you up to Skywalker's nightclub. As a point of reference, we are still on the back of the ship. Now, this is open all day long if you just want to come up here and relax. It's a nice quiet area. See, they have plenty of lounging chairs. Now, usually from 5 to 7, this becomes the Platinum and Elite Lounge, where you can come up and get either reduced cost or free drinks, depending on what kind of event they're having. If you're having the captain's formal party, everything will be free. But at nighttime, this becomes the dance club. As you can see, they've got a pretty sizable dance floor here. So you can come up and get your groove on. But during the day, they have an awesome panoramic view off the back of the boat. Decks 14 through 8 are all staterooms, so we have come down to deck 7 to start our tour of the 3 main entertainment decks on the ship. And first off, we're going into the Princess Theater, which is situated at the very front of the ship. This is where they have all of their production shows. Pretty sizable theater for a ship this size. And Princess is one of the only cruise lines that still have a live band when they do their production show. Coming out of the Princess Theater on deck 7, to get to the mid part of the ship, you have to go through the casino. One difference about this ship with the others is you don't necessarily have to go through the casino, but they like people to go through the casino. Maybe they'll drop a few dimes into machines on the tables before they hit their next part of the ship. Okay, outside of the casino, we've come to the main promenade area, which is a 3-deck atrium. It's deck 7, 6, and 5. And there's something on every deck. On this side, there's a little bit of shopping. It's all closed right now since we're in port. Then there's a back entrance into the Explorer's Lounge. Over here we have the Crooner's Bar. Which is a bar and lounge with piano entertainment. Okay, we're heading towards the back of the ship on deck 7. And this is where you're going to have your exterior access to be able to go sit outside closer to the water. Then we come upon the Explorer's Lounge. Now in here is where they'll do your trivia, your game shows. They'll also have musical entertainment going on. Good sized lounge. Has its own bar. We've spent many a night in here laughing during the game shows. Heading further towards the back of the ship on deck 7, you come up to the Wheelhouse Bar. It's a little quiet in here right now and kind of dark, but they have musical entertainment in here. Great place to just come and relax. Hear a little bit of tunes, grab a drink before dinner. Right here is also the photo section. These walls that you see will fold out, and one of the only ships left that actually prints out the pictures and puts them up there so you can hunt for them and try to see yourself and buy the picture. And here we have Sabatini's, which is one of the specialty restaurants on the ship. This is your Italian restaurant. Again, the photo center, if you need any camera accessories. Then we come to Club Fusion. This is as far back on deck 7 on the rear of the ship that you can go. They do trivia, entertainment. Usually put a comedian in here sometimes. They do the voice of the ocean in here. The decorations that they put in here kind of make it seem like it's a country bar. does have its own bar as well.
Yeah, I was on one that was last year.
That's a great stage and dance floor for the evening.
They were making shit. And then I got
As mentioned, if you come outside one of the exterior doors onto deck 7, you can see we have the wood deck as close to the water as you're going to be outside. They have lounge chairs. There's also a smoking section on this deck, and it pretty much runs the span of the ship from front to back. On deck 6, you have your 2 main dining rooms. You have a lot more shopping. This is also one of the decks, part of the main atrium. You also have your Crown Grill, which is another specialty restaurant. And you have guest services. Hello, hello. Hello, everyone. If you have any problem on the ship, those folks will help you out. There's more shopping on this side. And you have the long and winding road. Come back to Churchill's Lounge, which is the cigar bar. And you have a nice relaxing area here. And then again, you've got your entrance to the Princess Theater. Just before you walk into the Crown Grill, you have your shore excursion desk. And your future cruise center. So if you've enjoyed yourself on this cruise, come book another one. I'll take a quick peek in the Crown Grill, which is your steak specialty restaurant. Everybody's favorite International Cafe on deck 5 is open 24 hours. And in this booth, they have awesome desserts. Definitely gonna have to sample something before we go outside today. You can even get a giant piece of cake, although that's the only thing in here that actually costs. Everything else is complimentary.
Yes.
And then here they have sandwiches, slices of pound cake. Now this will change during the day. In the morning they'll have more breakfast options, and then during the day it's mostly sandwiches. You can pick one of them, or you can ask them to make you something custom if you have any dietary restrictions. On deck 5, there's another dining room called the Island Dining Room. Right outside from that is the Good Spirits Bar. Now you are on the bottom deck of the atrium. This is where they'll have live entertainment. And other parties, they'll do the Captain Champagne waterfall down here. On the other side of the deck, you have the Vines Bar. And you have the liquor store. If you want to grab something to take home from the trip. This is kind of also your sundries area. Ooh, they got Irish cream. Yum. Then you have your internet cafe and library. If you don't have the plan on your phone, you can come in here and check your email. Or you can just take out a book or one of the games. That is the Caribbean Princess.